Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we will be discussing about keywords, identifiers, variables and constants. Now coming over to keywords, Java has a set of keywords which are reserved words. By reserved word we mean these sets of words have special meaning to the compiler, and these set of words cannot be used as the name of variable, method, classes or any other identifiers like packages name and so on. And these are few examples of keywords such as class, public, static that we have seen in the previous video, and later on we will also be looking at int, char, float, which are all known as data types, and these are keywords and we cannot use them as a name of variables, method, classes and so on. Now coming over to identifiers. Identifiers are basically combinations of one or more characters, and they are used in order to name variable, method, classes or any other identifiers. Well, there are some rules that are associated while creating an identifier. Let us now look at those rules. The first rule says that the identifier cannot be same as keywords, as we have already discussed in the previous stage as to what keywords are, or literals like for example null, true, false and so on. The second rule tells us that identifiers are considered to be case sensitive, which means that age over here, which is an integer variable, is not same as the age over here, which is also an integer variable, since they are case sensitive. A word of advice is to make use of camel case whenever we have two successive words. Like for example, as you can see over here, we have a variable by the name salesperson. Now you can declare a variable name in this way, but it is not considered a good practice. The second example which you see over here is rather considered to be a good practice, whereby we are making use of camel case in order to name the variable. Also, always try to make use of a descriptive name whenever you are making use of an identifier, rather than shorthand names like A, B, as they don't have any meaning. One more advantage of making use of descriptive names, like in this case, is that it increases your code readability. Now the identifier, which is used for naming variables, classes, methods and so on, it can contain digits, letters right from capital alphabets to lowercase alphabets, and it can also consist of two special symbols like the $sign and the underscore sign. However, you should always remember that it should not start with a digit. The name of the identifier should never start with a digit. White spaces is not permitted in identifier. So whenever you want to make use of white spaces, you can go with an alternative like underscore or camel case procedure. As the question mark symbol is a reserved word, you cannot use it in an identifier. And even though the identifier length do not have any limits, it is advised that the identifier should be of optimal length, right from 4 characters to 15 characters. Now that we know what keywords are, and we have even seen a few examples about keywords, and then we discuss about identifiers and saw the rules that are associated for Java identifiers, let us now discuss about variables and constants in Java. Now coming over to variables. Variables are considered to be an identifier of a particular memory location. By memory, we are referring to the random access memory or the RAM, and these variables are used to save the data temporarily so that it can be used later in the program. Now, during the execution of the program, or we can say when the program is in the running state, the values can be stored inside of a variable, and the stored value can be changed. So it means that suppose a variable by the name A is currently holding a value 4. Later on, during the execution of the program, it can change its value to any other value like 5, or so to say 6, 7, or any other value. And it is very important to declare the variable before we can use them in the program. Declaring a variable helps the compiler to know what kind of data the particular variable is going to store in the program. Now, looking at the syntax for declaring a variable, every variable declaration must have a data type followed by a variable name and with a semicolon at the end. Now, if you are wondering as to what this type is, we are actually referring to the data type, which we shall be discussing in the next video. It is also possible to declare multiple variables in a single line. All you need to do is define a data type followed by variable name for variable 1. Then what we need is a comma, then the name of variable 2, again followed by a comma, then the name of variable 3, followed by a semicolon. Now, if you want to declare more than 3 variables, you need to follow this similar pattern where you declare the data type followed by variable 1 name followed by a comma, again followed by a variable 2 name followed by a comma, and so on, and at the end don't forget to place this semicolon. Let us now go through some of the examples for variable declaration. As you can see over here in this particular instruction, I have declared a variable by the name D, and the data type for this particular variable is double. Now, in this particular instruction, I have declared 2 variables by the name of age and area. Observe this comma which is between these 2 variables, and these 2 variables are of the float data type. Now, in this particular instruction, I am doing a variable declaration as well as initialization, whereby I am declaring a variable by the name letter which is of character data type, and I am initializing it with a value of C, so that the value held by this particular variable by the name letter will be C. I am doing similar thing in this particular instruction as well, whereby I am declaring 2 variables by the name of width and height, but in this particular instruction I am initializing only the variable by the name height with the value 5. So the value of 5 is held by this particular variable by the name width, by the name height, sorry. Now, if you are wondering what happens only if you declare a variable without initializing it, then in that case a default value will be held by the variable depending upon the data type of the variable. For example, in this particular case where the data type is float for the variable age and area, the default value held by these two variables will be 0.0, and that is the same for the D variable. Since its data type is double, it will also hold a default value of 0.0, but when it comes to the case of integer variable, the default value that will be held by the variable will be 0 and not 0.0, since it is an integer data type. And when it comes to a character data type, the default value held by a variable which is of character data type will be null. Now that we are done looking at the examples for the declaration of variable, let us now look at some of the rules that need to be followed while declaring a variable. Now what I want you all to do is pause this video and go through this rule, as we have already discussed the rules when we were talking about identifiers. I hope that you have gone through the rules that need to be followed while declaring a variable. Let us now go ahead and discuss about constants in Java programming. Let us now discuss about constants. In programming, a constant is defined as an entity, and this entity cannot change its value during the execution of the program once this entity has been assigned with a value. However, there is a problem in Java, and the problem is that Java programming does not directly support the concept of constant, unlike in other programming languages like C and C++, which have dedicated keywords which goes by the name const, using which we can make use of constants in our program, but there is no such concept in Java. So the alternative way in order to make use of constants is by making use of non-SS modifiers, and those modifiers are the static and the final. Well, these two words, that is static and final, are keywords, and they have some special meaning to the compiler. Now if you look at the syntax for defining a constant, now if you observe this particular portion carefully, this particular portion is exactly the same as the declaration of a variable. However, by adding these two keywords, static and final, we are turning this variable into a constant. Like for example, double price equals 472.78 is an instruction which tells the compiler to declare a variable by the name price, which is of double data type, and initialize it with the value of 432.78. However, once we add the static and final before this set of instruction, we are turning this variable into a constant.